Hi, I debated about whether or not to make this video. I wasn't sure if I should do this, but I do want to put my thoughts out for people who care to listen. In terms of the election, kindness matters, respect matters. These things matter. And there is one side that has decided that being kind and respectful is not important whatsoever to anybody, and has just lowered the bar. And I really want to make this video in terms of any young people that haven't really gone through a lot of the cycles of a presidential election. I just want to let you know it has never been like this before. There has never been someone like you know who ever before. And even when, I'm a Democrat, I'm just going to say that, I vote blue. I don't think that's a surprise if you come to my live, if you watch my videos. I mean, I'm very much about kindness, sending love to everybody, inclusivity. Like, everything that I stand for is in alignment with my vote. A lot of my family is Republican. A lot of my friends growing up Republican. I have no problem with Republican. I won't say I have no problem, but it's policy related. This is different. What's happening now and what's been happening, I guess for the past 9 years or whatever it's been, is so different than anything that's ever happened before. I mean, it never used to be year round, first of all. It used to just be like, right around every 4 years it would get really intense, even though there's lots of voting opportunities and everything else. I'm talking about like the presidential stuff wasn't year round, every day, all the time, constantly. That's the first thing. And also, it definitely got tense. Like, people would get mad or people would get stressed out because, you believe in what you believe in. But it didn't it wasn't like this. January 6th, that changed everything for me. That's when I was like, oh, he's definitely not going to be able to run for president. No way. There's no way he's going to be able to. That's absolutely, it was such an assault on all my senses. It was such for all of us, but it was like, how in the world is anybody calling that American to do that? Like, I just couldn't believe it. And then now here we are, and we are choosing between him and another person. I just can't believe he's even, okay, I'm not going to go crazy on that, but I just want to say, if you're young and you haven't been going, or you just never voted before, I just want you to know, never has it ever been like this until he came into the picture. And I think just for that reason alone, although we have pages and pages and pages of reasons not to vote for him, that reason alone, the fact that he's dismantling what makes us a democracy. How many times I went to vote with my Republican friends and we would laugh the whole time. We'd stand in line together. We'd laugh. We're like, oh, we're canceling each other's votes out. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the difference of policy doesn't matter. It's this disrespectful, violent, horrible energy is not okay. We are all Americans. And that's what's so great about this country. We can disagree on policy. We can talk it out. We can figure things out. But when there's just no bar for respect, there's no bar for nonviolence and just sort of yeah, whatever, do whatever you want, take whatever you want. It's not the way it's ever been before, with reason. There's a reason why. That's why there's a peaceful transfer of power, because what he did on January 6th with his supporters, and by the way, all of his supporters are paying the price of that. Why isn't he? All of his supporters are facing jail time. What happened during that time? Not him yet, anyways. Okay, so what made me so incredibly mad, aside from the fact that it just became this very undemocratic situation, is he was trying to cancel out my vote. He and his supporters were saying my vote wasn't real. My vote didn't count. I wasn't a real voter. I just drove 7 hours so I could vote in this election because I didn't get my mail-in ballot in time. I'm a real voter. I go out of my way to make sure I vote. So when someone tries to just ignore votes and just take something, you wouldn't like it if you were on the other side of this. So, okay, I'm getting mad. I get mad when I think about January 6th because it's so absolutely clear and outlandish that I can't believe we're here right now. But we are. But I voted. I drove 7 hours to vote. I'm very proud of the fact that I will vote. I'll move mountains to vote. I realize how important votes are. And this election is different than any other election. This is no longer blue and red. This is something else. And I just hope that you choose kindness. I hope you choose democracy. And I hope you choose to get rid of this once and for all. And hopefully there could be a repair on the Republican side of who they put there and what they do. Because we can't have this kind of lawlessness and violence in the American democratic process. I mean, we're turning into the way third world countries are with their elections. That's crazy. It should not be that way. And it's all because someone is trying to do this. Someone is getting in everyone's brains and making them think that this is the right thing. It's not the right thing. We can disagree on policy, but we cannot be calling each other all kinds of names and actually have hatred. I don't even know if I can say that on here, but like a hatred in our hearts for each other. What is that? We're all human beings here. We're all souls having a human experience. We need to be kind to each other. We need to love each other. Nobody should rile us up to be violent towards each other. This is an amazing country. This is an amazing process we have. Let's keep it going. Let's sometimes admit defeat. You know? You don't think I was like freaked out like some other years? Of course I was. But you get over it. You're like, okay, well, more than half of the country wanted this or whatever. Let's just move forward. And guess what? The world didn't end. Everyone thinks it's so gonna be so horrible when your person doesn't win. It doesn't do that. Except for this year. Except for this one. This one that could be that. But anyways, okay, I'm going on a thing again. Just get out and vote. And please vote kindness, okay? This election only, just focus on kindness. And then we get past this, rebuild the Republican Party, and go back to policies. That's all I wanted to say. Be kind. Put love in your heart. Love each other. Love, 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 not hate.